Hello, and welcome back to Kim Reads as we continue with the Diary of Anne Frank. Chapter 2, Going into Hiding. July 5th, 1942. Dearest Kitty, our entire class is shaking in its shoes. The reason is the upcoming meeting where the teachers will decide who gets promoted to the next grade and who will not. I'm only unsure about one subject, and that is math. Anyway, there's nothing to do but wait and tell each other not to lose heart. On Friday, the graduation ceremony in the Jewish theater went as expected. My report card wasn't as bad as I got 1D, a C- in algebra, and B's in everything else except for the two B pluses and two B minuses. My parents are happy, but they are unlike their parents when it comes to grades. They never worry about report cards, whether they're good or bad. It doesn't matter to them till I'm happy, healthy, and don't talk back too much. I'm exactly the opposite, as I do not wish to be a poor student. The Jewish Lyceum accepted me on a conditional basis, and I was supposed to stay in the 7th grade at the Montessori school, but Jewish children were supposed to go to Jewish schools. Mr. L.T. gave his consent, finally, after a great deal of persuasion, to accept Lise Gosler and me. My sister Margot has also received her report card. Her performance is brilliant as usual. She's so smart that if we ever had a thing as cum laude, she would have passed with honors. Father has come home a lot recently as there's nothing for him to do in the office. You must feel bad if you are not needed. Opeka has been taken over by Mr. Kleiman. A few days ago, Father spoke about going into hiding and told us it would be very tough for us to live isolated from the rest of the world. I asked him why he was speaking of this now. Well, Anne, we don't want the Germans to seize our belongings, and neither do we want to fall into their clutches. So we leave quietly instead of being hauled away, he explained. When, Father? I inquired. I was frightened because he sounded so serious. Don't worry, Anne. We'll take care of everything. Just enjoy your life while you can, he said reassuringly. That was it. Oh, may his words not come true for as long as possible. Yours, Anne. July 8, 1942. Dear Kitty, it seems ages since Sunday morning as so much has happened. It seems that the whole world has turned upside down. But I'm still alive, as you can see, and that's the main thing. Let me tell you what happened on Sunday afternoon. The doorbell rang at 3 o'clock. I didn't hear it as I was out on the balcony reading. An agitated Margot appeared in the kitchen doorway a little later. Father has received a call of notice from the SS, she whispered. Mother has gone to see Mr. Van Daan. Mr. Van Daan is Father's business partner and good friend. I was shocked. Everyone knows what a call-up means. Visions of concentration camps and solitary cells ran through my head. How could we let Father walk into such a fate? Of course he's not going, Margot announced. Mother's gone to Mr. Van Daan to ask if we can shift our hiding place tomorrow, as the Van Daans will accompany us. In total, there will be 7 of us. We didn't speak after that, as strangeness of the situation reduced us to silence. Then the doorbell rang again. Don't open the door, Margot exclaimed. Then we heard Mother and Mr. Van Daan downstairs. They entered and shut the door behind them. Each time the doorbell rang, Margot and I had to tiptoe up downstairs to check if it was Father. We didn't let anyone else in, and soon we were packed off to another room, as Mr. Van Daan wished to speak to Mother alone. Margot revealed that the call-up was for her and not Father. I started crying at the second shock. Margot was 16, and it seems that they want to send away girls her age on their own. But thank God that she won't be going, as Father had mentioned that all of us would go into hiding. But where would we hide? In the city or in the country? Indoors or outdoors? When, where, and how? These questions hounded me. Margot and I started packing all our important belongings into one school bag, and the first thing I put in was this diary. Father finally arrived home at 5 o'clock. We called Mr. Kleiman to ask him to drop by that evening. Mr. Van Daan got Meep, who promised to return that night, leaving with a bag full of clothes. It was very quiet in our apartment after that, and none of us felt like eating. It was hot, and everything felt rather strange. Mr. Goldschmidt, a divorced man in his 30s, was our tenant in the big upstairs room. Meep and Jan Gies arrived at 11. Meep had worked for Father's company since 1933 and has become a close friend, along with her husband, Jan. Once again, more clothes were stuffed into Meep's bag and Jan's deep pockets. They left at 11:30. I was very tired, and even though I was aware that would be my last night on my own bed, I fell asleep instantly, not waking up before Mother roused me at 5:30 the next morning. Thankfully, it was as hot as Sunday as it rained through her day. All four of us had so many layers of clothing on it that it seemed like we were going to spend the night in a refrigerator. No Jew in our position would dare to leave with a suitcase full of clothes. Hence, I wore 2 undershirts, 3 pairs of pants, a dress, a skirt over that, a jacket, a raincoat, 2 pairs of stockings, heavy shoes, a cap, a scarf, and much more. Stuffing her school bag with school books, Margot fetched her bicycle and rode off into the great unknown, with Meep leading the way. I say this because I still don't know where our hiding place was. We left at 7:30, and I said goodbye to the only living creature behind, Morchi, my cat. We left a note for Mr. Goldschmidt to take her to the neighbor so she would receive a good home. Father, Mother, and I walked into the pouring rain together, each carrying a school bag and a shopping bag full to the brim. People going to work at that early hour gave us looks of sympathy, and their faces reflected that they were sorry they couldn't provide us with some transportation. The conspicuous yellow star on our clothes spoke for itself. Mother and Father slowly revealed their plan. For months we had been moving our furniture and clothes out of our apartment, slowly whenever we could. We had initially planned to go into hiding on July 16th, but we preponed our plan to 10 days earlier because of Margot's call-up notice. The hiding place was in Father's office building, and there were not too many people working there. There was Mr. Kugler, Mr. Kleiman, Meep, and a 23-year-old typist named Bet Voskuji were all aware of our arrival. Let me describe the building. The large warehouse on the ground floor serves as a workroom, and a storeroom is divided into many different sections. Another outside door is next to the warehouse door, a separate entrance to the office. A second door is just outside the office door, and a stairway lies beyond that. Another door is at the top of the stairs, with a frosted window on which office is written. This is the big front office, which is huge, light, and full. Bep, Meep, and Mr. Kleiman work here during the day. The small, dark, stuffy back office was shared by Mr. Kugler and Mr. Van Daan earlier, but is now used only by Mr. Kugler. One can reach Dr. Kugler's office from the hallway, but only through a glass door, which is easily opened from the inside, but not from the outside. Leaving Mr. Kugler's office and walk down the long, narrow hallway past the coal bin and going up 4 steps, you are in a private office. It's a showpiece of the entire building. It has a radio, a fancy lamp, elegant mahogany furniture, throw rugs, cover a linoleum floor. Everything is first class, and a spacious kitchen with 2 glass burners and a hot water heater lies just next door. A bathroom is beside that, and that's the second floor. A wooden staircase goes up to the 3rd floor from the downstairs hallway. There is a landing with doors on either side at the top of the stairs. The left door leads to the spice storage area, attic, and loft in the frontal area of the house. A characteristic Dutch steep ankle twisting flight of stairs ascends from the frontal area of the house to another door that opens on the street. The door to the right of the landing takes you to the secret annex at the back of the house. Who would suspect there were so many rooms behind that plain gray door? Just a small step in front of the door and you're inside. A steep flight of stairs is before you, and to the left is a narrow hallway that leads to the Frank family's living room and bedroom. A small room lies next door as a bedroom and study of the two young ladies of the family. A windowless washroom with a sink is to the right of the stairs. The door in the corner leads to the toilet and another to Margot and I's room. Going up to the stairs and opening the door at the top, one is greeted with the sight of a large, spacious, and light room with a stove and a sink, because it used to be Mr. Kugler's laboratory. This is the kitchen and bedroom of Mr. and Mrs. Von Don, and the living room, dining room, and study for all of us. A small room is Peter Van Dan's room. There's an attic and loft as well. After our arrival at 263 Prizengrat, Meat led us to the annex quickly, shut the door, and leaving us alone. Margot was waiting for us before having arrived much earlier on the bike. All the rooms were packed with stuff. Cardboard boxes were piled on the floor, and the small room was packed from floor to ceiling with linens. We had to clean up the mess if we had to sleep properly on beds that night. Mother and Margot lay on their bare mattresses, exhausted and miserable. But Father and I got to work right away. We unpacked boxes all day, filed cupboards, and cleaned up the mess till we fell on our beds exhausted. We hadn't had a hot meal all day, but didn't care as we were too busy to eat, just like Mother and Margot were too tired too. On Tuesday morning, we started where we had left off the night before. Beth and Meat went grocery shopping and arrived with ration coupons, and Father and I cleaned up the mess till sundown. Till Wednesday, I didn't have a chance to reflect upon the huge change in my life. Then, for the first time since our arrival in the Secret Annex, I found the time to tell you all about it. It also dawned upon me what had happened and was yet to take place. Yours, Anne. And that's the end of that chapter. See you later.